Yeah, man, welcome to the dojo, baby. We got a new lit series for y'all. If you ever been in a situation with a girl and it didn't end well, or something happened and you confused, like why did it turn out like that? Have no fear, Tykwondoe is here, man. We got a new series.
Alright, first and foremost, let's address two elephants in the room. One, why I'm wearing these weird glasses. I was literally going to bed, but something had me jump out of bed and come and film a YouTube video for you guys. So don't mind these big glasses. These are like my blue light blocking glasses. So don't mind that. You probably are wearing ugly ass glasses yourself. So don't spread hate if you can't receive hate. Alright. And number two, this is a Taekwondo video. It's just a great breakdown. If you guys are in college, you young guys are in high school, college, and beyond, these videos, these breakdown videos help so much. Because you're just like, why am I texting somebody and they just stop responding? Well, I just want to congratulate you for acknowledging that and also taking action, which is watching this video. So if you're serious about increasing your texting game, I guarantee you, you will get value from this if you watch this video all the way through. You have to take notes though. You have to watch this without scrolling through the comments or checking your phone. Make this as if it were a lecture. It's important, right? This is your education. If you want that DCU certification, you got to pass your courses. And this is how you do them. So I'm going to give my 2 cents. I'm going to help you guide. I'm going to help guide you guys through this video. This is an old Taekwondo video when I first started to watch him. And I'm not going to say much more. Let's just get right into it.
What went wrong? And I'm going to be eating sauce. And don't come in.
Not everybody cares about quality. Some people just want crap. If that's you, Bespoke Post is not for you. Every month they fill your cart.
Like dudes that they hate because they so lovey-dovey and too nice, that's the same energy, bro. You could say love. I personally wouldn't. I feel like it's too, I'm saying like that's like something sweet, but everybody's game is different.
Alright, so this is the first text message. We can see it right over here. This is what we're given. Now, if you guys are texting a chick, and I'm sure Ty's going to go into this because he just hits every single point. He's great. But before I do that, I'm going to predict what he says because I'm on the same level, at least on 2021 Ty. Which is, when you get a chick's number, depending on the moment before when you were talking with her, I'm just going to assume it might be a chick who was at the gym or in your class. You know, you might have not really talked to her a lot before. Don't be like overwhelming or overbearing. Just keep it kind of casual, because you might have done like the flirting or whatever in person and now you're transitioning to text. You kind of want to know when to flirt and know when to have like a normal conversation / like logic conversation. And so right here, just locked in your number, love, heart emoji. I kind of think that's cringe. Why are you emojiing a heart? Like, is she your girlfriend? I just kind of think that's corny. I don't think there's many uses for emojis. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of mentors explain to me that emojis are, you know, you don't really have to use them in text because it makes you appear like a less confident texter if you use emojis with people who you're just getting to know. Of course, it's different with your friends or your girlfriend or whatever, or your parents or whatever, but keep it limited with the emojis because it's just like saying lol after every text or haha after everything you say. You just seem like you're down here. And on top of that, one thing that is effective that I've learned over the years is when you text a chick, you always want to make sure she saves your number to her phone, because you don't want to be that guy when a chick has your number in her phone and it's just your phone number, the digits. There's no saved contact, because that's just like, that kind of says, that explains everything to you. You're just another number in her phone. That's not really good if you find her interesting and want to get to know her more. All right, because you just get lost in the sea of numbers that you can just assume that she has. So one thing is, just say, hey, my name is, or hey, this is, whatever your name is, save this number, or lock me in. Something along those lines. That's just a good opener when you text her. And on top of that, if you're, depending on what your intention is, you want to send that and then do a second text, so you have like a two kind of text, progressing the conversation forward if you deem that is appropriate. If you talked about something in person, or you built up a rapport, like let's say, you were on Hinge or something, and you had a slight conversation before, you can prompt the reigniting like a conversation with your second text, depending on what your goal is, of course. My goal personally is the FaceTime. I want to burn this into your guys' brain. FaceTime or phone call is essential before you go out with a chick, because there's so many benefits. It builds so much rapport. Now, with that being said, if you met her in person or you texted her on Hinge and now you got her number, well, good job. You have the next step, but you need to have the next step progressing towards the next step, which is, for me personally, and I encourage you guys for that to be FaceTime, because so much happens during FaceTime. It's just such a cheat code. I'm going to have to gatekeep this another day, but today you guys can get the secret information for absolutely free. So when you're on texting now, you want to get to a FaceTime, because you don't want to just be her text buddy. Right, so this guy probably, let's be real, the guy in the text who's like some random subscriber who gave Ty his text. We can assume that the conversation went on for long. So let's go real quick. So we have the first text volley. So you got 3 texts here. You got 3 more texts right here. You got 3 more texts right here. Now, of course, you can do this. I'm not saying you can't do this, but I'm kind of under the assumption of you already did this prior from getting her number. And if not, then texting her for a longer period of time before FaceTiming her is okay, right? It's very context dependent, and it can seem overwhelming. But the point that I'm going to make real quick before moving on, one option of when you get her number is, of course, with the circumstances of you already built rapport, like you flirted with her a little bit, you reciprocated a little bit on a dating app or in person, and now you have her number, then you say what I just mentioned, like, hey, this is blank, save my phone, or save my number. That's your first text. Your second text should be getting to the FaceTime, which is like something that relates to the FaceTime. Don't mind my slow text. I'm just busy at, and then insert something intriguing. And then she'll say something like, oh, I didn't know you were a, whatever. And then you say, you can play onto that, of course, if you have the game to do that. And then she might ask more about it, and that's when you prompt the I'll tell you more about it on FaceTime. So it's kind of like chess. You think 3 moves before your next move, if that makes sense, if you've ever played chess before. So that's one way to do it. But if you watched all that, rewatch it. Some serious gamer, okay? I know some weird guys telling you with like these big glasses, but these are just like, these aren't my actual glasses. If they were, then okay, I could understand how you might be questionable or like skeptical about the information I'm telling you. But these are just so I don't get the blue light in my eyes, because I woke up to shoot this video. After I shoot this video, I'm gonna upload it. I'm probably gonna go to bed. So it's a completely different thing. Anyways, take notes if you guys want to learn, because this is really good information. And I'll link the video in the description below if you want to watch it more in depth.
All them good morning and good night dudes that they hate because they so lovey-dovey and too nice, that's the same energy, bro. You could say love. I personally wouldn't. I feel like it's too, I'm saying like that's like something sweet, but everybody's game is different. I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to say. You could get away with love because that's Future John. Enjoy love or something like that, right? So look, it's just the emoji made it super cringe, bro. It just locked in your number. You could have texted her like, yo, lock my number in as daddy. Now you trolling a little bit. Now you got a little bit of sense of humor going. Now you know what I'm saying, bumping and grinding. So then we got the hey, sorry, I'm still at work. I can tell just because of the timestamp that you texted her back like this. If she's at work, let that message sit there. He said, all right, hit me up when you get off. I would have said what time you get off. Because then she'd be like, all right, I get off at 10. Then that positions me to say, I'll call you when you get off. Rather than him, like how he said, hit me up when you get off. The power, y'all see like the little moves position.
See, he doesn't miss. He barely ever misses, if any. But this is a really good point, because you ask her when she gets off so you can kind of move it forward, right? Because if you ask her, hit me up when you get off, that kind of burdens her, right? And she, depending on the situation, think of this like sales. When you walk into a car dealership, are you trying to get the person to sell you the car? Or when you walk into a dealership, is the person trying to sell you the car? Right? So you're technically, a way of thinking is when you say, all right, hit me up when you get off. All right, text me when this. All right, call me when this. When you just meet her, when you just get her number, you're assuming her the burden. And this just increases her chances of not liking you or flaking on you, or the thought of you being a guy who isn't assertive or who leads. Okay, so you want to be the guy who does this. So I like a lot what he says, which is, what time do you get off? Okay, so, oh, no problem. What time do you get off work? Question mark. And then see how he pretty much said FaceTime right away? 'Cause I'm not the only person thinking of it. So, but it's not very many people, there's not very many people, I said that wrong, who do the FaceTime. It's just the elite people. You guys have to understand this. Only the elite people do this FaceTime thing instead of texting and texting and texting like you saw in this. When you, also on top of that, when he said, all right, I'll call you when you get off, you're pushing it forward, right? And you're almost inviting her to FaceTime, right? Because she could say no. She could say yeah. You saying, all right, I'll call you when you get off, is one, moving the conversation forward. Two, taking you out of the pool of her texting buddies. You're no longer a texting buddy. You're face to face with her. And I'm sorry, guys who are kind of intimidated about FaceTime or phone calls. If you're intimidated about FaceTime or phone calls, well, you're sure as hell going to be worried about hanging out with her in real life. So you have to get used to these FaceTime calls, these phone calls. So then you can be more comfortable, one step closer to being confident in real life when you link. If you link. So many girls over the years told me, oh, he wasn't like the guy who I thought he was on text. Or, oh, he wasn't the guy who I thought he was on the phone. This happens a lot. You can fake it till you make it, but when you make it, you're going to have to start learning how to be confident in person, which is a whole nother level. It's a whole independent skill off of this. Yes, it's deep. Yes, it's complex. But trust me, this skill is worth it because it's not just, oh, I know how to text women and I know how to ask her out. No, it's not that. It's social skills. It's how to do this on a platonic level with people at work or at school or with your friends or your family. It's just a great skill to build overall, right? Anyways, yes, a fantastic point is I'll call you when you get off. That's you inviting her to either say okay or no, because don't assume that like, oh, do you want to FaceTime me? You guys don't have to do that. This is by taking the action of wanting to call, she can say no. She's not agreeing to anything. Yes, it's slightly assertive, but you're a man. You're supposed to be assertive in the correct context and responsibly, okay? Nobody likes a guy who's just not confident. Oh, can I call you? No. You get shit done by saying, hey, I'll call you when you get off. Or, hey, I'll see you at X time, right? If you go through life, can I do this? Can I do this? You're going to have a miserable life. But if you hold yourself to a calibrated level like this, then you're going to have more respect and more results. It's just facts. If you don't believe me, try it yourself and compare the two.
You to be in a certain way. It's the devil in the detail, bro. Listen, we don't just play the game, we play to win. Dojo we don't take no L's, bro. When we really playing, we don't take no L's. I might throw up a little troll this and troll that. We might be having fun, but listen, never forget the cloth we cut from. We a different breed. We a mafia. We a family, man. We do this for real. Y'all getting in the mind of a pimp, bro. So like, this is an important thing for dealing with women and what you say, period, in life. You want to realize how you're positioning yourself. Are you positioning yourself to be above or below her attraction, or to gain or lose attraction by what you're saying? And it's easier to do over text. In person, this might be a little harder if you're in the moment. You're not really good at checking yourself before you talk. But like I said, next message. Hey, sir, I just got home. Blah, blah, blah. He texted her an hour and 10 minutes later. There's no timestamp after his message, which shows me she replied like this. Now, me personally, I would have tried to call her. I already got your number in person. So we already have this built up impression that you know me, kinda. Like, I didn't DM you on Instagram and then text you and then like I'm some kind of like internet creep. No, you met me in person. You what you saw is what you got. So we had a conversation in person. We can have a conversation on the phone. It's that much easier like that. Let's get to the second screenshot. Where did you move on from Brooklyn? No way. She said she's from the Bronx. We're in the BX and my family. All right, so this is just a regular conversation right here. We lived in here before him. We moved out years ago.
I totally agree with what Ty just said. He said if you already have that somewhat connection, it could, loose or firm, loose connection or not, then yeah, feel free to shoot your shot. Call her. Tell her that you want to call her. Say, hey, I'll call you tonight at X. It can literally be as simple as that. You can spice it up a little bit. But this is how the beginning of texting should look like, with intention behind it. I challenge you guys to do this in real life. If you get a girl's number in the field or on a dating app or however you guys get numbers nowadays, literally do that. It shouldn't be that difficult, and you shouldn't really text her a lot, right? Because as action takers, you get your desired result quicker. Why? Because you take the actions to get there. So think about your desired result for a second, guys. You want to hang out with her in person because she's hot. You don't even know anything about her. You just know that she's hot, and that's good enough for you to hang out with her. That's like some lower level stuff. You guys will get to a point where you're wondering, okay, what did she bring to the table to want to make me go out with her? That's a whole different level. But you're down here. That's fine. That's completely fine. That's how I started off. That's how most people start off. You're taking a chance. That's fine. So when you're down here, how do you hang out with her in person? She might be the person who wants to just link right away, but don't do that. Be what Ty said, cut from a different cloth, and set the FaceTime, right? The FaceTime, you guys don't realize it, but the FaceTime makes her almost fall in love with you in a way, if you do it right. Because you let your personality flow, you see how your facial expressions are. If you're a funny guy, that's when you shine. Add some spice in there, add a little flirting, add a little intention, and yeah, it will be great. And you guys might be like, oh, where do I start? Watch this video in the description. Watch it all the way through. He does a phenomenal job. This video is already at 22 minutes, so I'm going to cut it. Also, watch like mock FaceTime videos of like guys FaceTiming chicks who kind of like flirt with them. That's a fantastic way to model, because when you're at the lower tier, you need to model somebody because you just don't have anything to go off of. You need somebody as your foundation. You kind of adopt some of their traits until you're sufficient enough to flow by yourself. Think of it as like training wheels. You have to have, when you don't know how to ride a bike, you need training wheels so you can at least have balance. And when you have balance, you take the training wheels off and you fall over still, but you're getting better and better. Same thing. So if you guys found value in this video and you want to learn more, you want to get better, subscribe. Also check out my one-on-one coaching in the description. First link in the description. I go one-on-one with you. I teach you everything that you want to know about dating and the process of dating, texting chicks, how to have a stronger dating profile, how to have a better first impression, how to be more confident in person, how to build certain skills, X, Y, and Z. This is a very complex situation, very complex bubble, which is dating. And I've spent the last 3-4 years really involved in this. Tykwondoe even mentored me himself. I did his Patreon, and we literally did one-on-one stuff. So if you trust Tykwondoe, if you like him, well, I've adopted a lot of his strategies. I've made my own strategies as well, and I've combined a few. And I'm here to teach you if you want to increase your everything with dating.